if you could share any personal memory related to air cargo.
Wow. That's a fascinating question. Um, Honestly, I think it was probably, and I'm going back now 40 years, when I had my very first trip. I started working for British Caledonia as an airline in the accounts department. And I really wasn't aware of what went on at the airport. And I think it was the very first time I did a cargo facility tour. And that was the very first time it impressed upon me that we weren't just moving square boxes, we were moving things that impact people's lives. And that to me is what I'd love to bring every 5, 6, 7-year-old child into a cargo facility to see what's moving around the world, because that's when you spark that interest. So for me, that's probably to this day remained as one of my strongest memories.
And being an Indian, I would definitely like to see India gaining more prominence in the global air cargo sector. So there's also one thing in that process that, according to you, what is that missing element in that puzzle that if India can achieve that element, then they can become a bigger hub?
That's another great question. And I think when you look at what are the successful ingredients for, as it say, an air cargo industry to achieve its full objectives and its full ambitions, it needs to start with a motivated and a government with a vision. Clearly, you have that here. You then need to have an industry that's aligned around working with the government to achieve that vision. You have that here. Then you need world-class businesses. You definitely have that here. And you need world-class innovators and leaders. You absolutely have that here in India. So all the ingredients are here. I think, as we've already heard during the conclave and as other discussions off the floor have shown, there are some challenges. There are still some regulatory hurdles that need to be overcome. We heard this morning that there needs to be a consistent application across the country. We've heard this morning there needs to be some approach and tackles to things like transshipments to make the environment more conducive for efficiency, to allow transshipment business to grow here. We also need to look at the airport capabilities in terms of the skill sets. They're in abundance today, but as the volumes double and maybe treble, we might have to look then more at off-airport facilities like AFSs to help make the industry flow more efficiently. So all the ingredients are there, which is what's most encouraging. It's just now fine-tuning, highlighting those topics that need to be tackled, and then collectively coming up with solutions.